I'm Selena Richardson. Welcome to Discover Rocky Mount. I have some special guests with me today. Linda Joyner, who is the co-chair of the Juneteenth Planning Committee, and Rita Barrett, who is also a board member of the Juneteenth Planning Committee. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Thank you. Exciting times coming up for the committee and work that you do throughout the year. First of all, tell us, what is the purpose of the Juneteenth Planning Committee?
So the purpose of the Juneteenth Planning Committee is to do just that, plan the Juneteenth. We start planning the Juneteenth the very next day, the next week after the celebration. So we start deciding what we want to do again to entertain the community, who we want to get here. We start looking at everything from the entertainers we're going to have, the historical events that we want to highlight, the cultural things that we want to do, how we're going to put it together, budget-wise. So we just planned the entire event.
Very nice. So right after the event from previous year, you're on it for the next year. That's awesome. Right. Well, one event that you do as a part of, I guess it would be fundraising for the event, the Motown Revue.
Yeah.
And that's definitely an exciting time, always a fun event. Talk about what goes into that, because you all, it's just, this talent, where in the world do you get that?
You want to talk about it, Rita?
Yeah, we are very excited about this year's Motown Revue. We are having an all-white affair, a tribute to Frankie Beverly. It will be on April 11th at the Imperial Center. 5:30 will be the reception, and at 7 o'clock the show start. But the entertainers are mainly local, so we have a lot of Rocky Mount greats that we bring to the platform so that they can be appreciated in their hometowns.
Yeah, and they love to sing, they're good at it, they love to dance also.
Yes.
And just a little bit more about the history of the Motown, how the Motown event started. For Juneteenth, to help fund it, we initially started out selling chicken dinner plates. And the committee would get together and we would clean chickens and we would cook the food out on the grill, and we would just have chicken dinner plate sales. And we were so like, oh, we're so over this. So we came up with the idea of some other fundraisers. And because Motown is such a music that is so universal and loved by so many people, we said, let's do a Motown show. The very first Motown show that we did was lip singing, and we did that at the BTW Center. And it was fun, it was entertaining, and we had, actually people came to it. Yeah. But then as time progressed, we said, well, why don't we actually get a house band and we start having live people to really sing. And like Rita said, most of the singers are locals, and we love hearing our local singer because we have great singers here in Rocky Mount, Tarboro, and the surrounding area. Sure. And so we started with the Motown show, and that's how it pretty much started, because we got tired of selling chicken dinners.
I gotcha. Well, it's an awesome event that you came up with, an awesome idea too, and like you said, Motown is so universal, so many people love it. It usually sells out, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely.
So popular time for it. What's your favorite part of the Motown Revue?
Let me tell you, since the inception of the Motown Revue, I've been the MC. And what I love most about it is just when we hit that stage and to see the faces of the audience, when they get so excited that it's just like we are back at Hicksville. We are getting ready to see the real entertainers. I just love the energy that the audience brings.
What do you think about it too?
Well, I'm all about the reception, the food, of course. The food is amazing, and the fellowship is just overwhelming to see everybody talk about what they're about to approach. The fellowship's just great, but going through the wings to get to the actual event, the showtime of it's like being at the Apollo. Yeah. When you walk in the door, and we have a lot of historical greats that come from Rocky Mount that have did this and have gone on to become national artists.
Yeah, and that's exciting. And I think that the way it's put together, the part that where you added the reception to it, because it's a busy, part of the week. It's the end of the week. People can get off work, don't have to worry about cooking.
Absolutely.
They're going to eat. They're going to be entertained. See some people that maybe from around town. One year I went, and I think you had the Making a Difference.
Oh,
yes.
Yes.
Wow. You talk about energy.
I tell
Yes,
you,
I
I tell you, those guys were so good.
Yes, awesome. So what is there to look forward to this year?
Well, again, I think the most exciting part right now is the tribute to Frankie Beverly. Now, I've always been a Frankie Beverly fan. I tell you, I had heard him so many times, and the thing that I loved about Frankie's music never changed. He could do the same concert over and over again, and it'd be just like, I ain't never heard that before. But I think that's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be exciting because we're asking everybody to wear white, and because that was Frankie's color.
Yes, yes.
And I think I keep envisioning what it's going to look like when I look out in the audience and see everybody wearing the white, wearing the Frankie baseball cap.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be awesome. And along with the singers that we have that'll be performing, again, we have, our all-time great Everett Silvers. We have Selena Pitt. We have Misha Hollins. These are some of the same ones that's been on the show for a long time. And we have some newbies coming.
Okay.
So we're going to have a really exciting show, I think.
All right.
And the other thing that I love about the Motown show is our house band. Now, when I tell you this band that is put together, I guess I just call them the fellas.
Okay, the fellas, all right.
I think they are the most amazing musicians that anyone can ask for. Mark Green, Frank, all of those guys, they just put together a band and they come with one sound. It's magnificent.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about it.
That is exciting. Mark Green, definitely a great talent that we have here in the area.
Yes.
You mentioned that you usually host. I know you usually sing too. Can you
Yes.
let us in on what song or is it going to be a surprise for us?
Well, now I have a co-host as well, Terry Ruffin. He works with me at OIC, and he's full of energy. He's one of the most energetic guys that I know. And it's always good to have a co-host because, they can kind of help to keep the energy going. And hosting is kind of a hard job, really.
It is.
When you're trying to pull the crowd in and when you're trying to keep them energetic, it can wear one out, especially when you start to getting up in the age. But I have Terry with me, and I think we're going to do like Marvin Gaye. We're going to probably come out with Marvin Gaye and Tamara Terrell, something that we can do together. Yeah. Of course, Gladys Knight is my all-time favorite. I love singing Gladys songs and Aretha. So that's my era of singing. So we'll see what we do.
All right. Now, I guess people can tell that I've been to some of these events over the years, including at Juneteenth, and I've seen you out on the dance floor.
She's the dancer.
Yes, ma'am.
So are you going to be on stage at all this time around?
I will be emceeing a portion, not for Motown, but during the Juneteenth event, I will be. But think about Frankie Beverly. He hasn't even did an album in over 20 years, and we're still partying and enjoying the sounds from all of, it's just a good generational togetherness his sound and music brings to
Feel
the
good.
community.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about. Feel
Happy
good music.
people, happy people.
Sing along. So it sounds like it's going to be awesome. It's definitely going to be great for pictures too, like you mentioned, with the white on too. Well, how can people get tickets for the event?
Yes, well, you want to talk about Rita?
Yeah, well, Ebright is our #1 go-to, but you can also pick up tickets at the OIC building. The planning committee members, there's Linda Joyner will be there, so you can ask for her as a contact person when you get there. But we will have some people out and about selling them also.
Okay. In
So
advance,
if you know somebody,
probably
Ebright.
the best way.
Yes,
Ebright
Because
is
at the
the
door, like
best
we
way.
mentioned, sell out, may not get any at the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
it depends.
All right.
Yeah. And we know that a lot of time ticket sales are going well now, but We know historically it's probably the last 2 weeks before
Yeah.
showtime that we
Right.
pretty much start selling out.
Right.
And this is the first year that we are having the tickets on eBrite, and I think that that's good because sometimes we have people come from out of town, and they normally try to wait for tickets at the door. Our intent is not to have tickets at the door because we intend to have them sold out before showtime.
Yeah.
But
And-
eBrite is one of the ways that we really encourage people to go.
To get them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can also purchase tickets by calling 252-212-3467.
All right, we'll make sure we put that on the screen.
Yes,
For that
ma'am.
number and get the details on that. We talked about, of course, this is Motown we're talking about, but it's the Juneteenth Planning Committee. So let me go back to that for a minute and ask a question about that because this goes back some decades now.
Yes.
Talk about the earlier days and how it came about.
It started 20 years ago. This is our 20th year anniversary. Woo, woo.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Where John Battle and Kevin Yarrow from the city approached the Community Empowerment Committee and the Juneteenth Committee. The Community Empowerment Committee was having a yearly annual function of festivities on every Memorial Day. And the Juneteenth was the next weekend. So the city came to them and asked them if they would like to collaborate and create a bigger festival by working together. And that's exactly what they did. And the city was able to bring in marketing and manpower and corporate sponsorship along with a lot of other things, including venues. And we're still using those ideals and resources today.
Okay. And the community loves it too.
Yes,
Yes.
the community is happy, happy, joy, joy.
It's like a
Yes.
reunion out there. I remember a quick story when it was at OIC. I think that's the first time I've heard
Yeah.
it was outside of there. Well, I met my husband years later, and he showed me some pictures. And he had a picture. It was like half of the tent that I was in. So he captured that I was there, but we didn't know each other. We hadn't met at that
Okay.
time. Like, what a small
So
world.
Juneteenth put you guys
Juneteenth,
together.
you know,
Oh,
but we didn't meet
Great
there.
story.
But we were both there at the same time, and we found out a few years later that we were there. I was like, why didn't we meet then? Who knows? You know?
That's outstanding.
Well, again, we're talking about Motown, the Motown Revue coming up for the absolute most part. Give everyone again that date, time, place for the event.
Okay, the date for Motown is April 11th. Our reception starts at 5:30, and showtime is at 7. We encourage people to come to the reception because that's one of the things that we want to give to the people. We want to make sure that you are relaxed and you had a snack before the show so that you can enjoy the show.
Well, it's been a great discussion. Before we wrap, is there anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, I just want to say to our audience, to people that come to the Motown show, thank you because you are part of, this is your contribution to the Juneteenth because the Motown show is a fundraiser. So you help us make our Juneteenth celebration what it is. So you're coming to Motown. We look forward to you being there, and we just want them to have an enjoyable evening listening to the old Motown, some of the greatest music that we've ever known, and the greatest singers. So thank you so much for your contribution to the Juneteenth. That's your contribution.
That's awesome. Yes, the Motown sound. Well, thank you, ladies, for being here today. It certainly has been a pleasure. Again, my guests are Linda Joyner. She's the co-chair of the Juneteenth Planning Committee, which puts together the Motown Revue, and Rita Barrett. She is a board member of the Juneteenth Planning Committee. I'm Selena. Thank you for being here for Discover Rocky Mount. And if you make it to the Motown event, have a great time.
Yes.